Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Mirror Dungeon video. Today we'll be using Lord Honglu again, this time with the Heishou packs, as doing a solo run is not nearly good enough to showcase what he's truly capable of doing. I go into a lot more detail about what he can do in my solo video with him, so if you want a more in-depth look, I'd recommend watching that, but as a brief summary, Honglu serves mostly as a support unit by giving the various Heishou identities a free skill 3 use anytime he uses his own skill 3. He does a lot of damage, has a lot of support, and can even support Rupture decently well. Despite the fact that he almost always wants to be used with Heishou identities though, this team honestly has a very major flaw that incentivizes you to only use a couple of them as opposed to all of them. Every single Heishou identity that has been released thus far, with the exception of Otis, are heavily dependent on winning clashes to actually be able to build and maintain a Rupture stack. Having too many of them on one team means that you won't be able to clash with every single one unless the specific enemy you're fighting has like 10 different skill slots, and thus drastically increases the likelihood that you'll accidentally kill the Rupture stack you've been building. Until we inevitably receive more Heishou identities that don't care about winning clashes, using any more than 2 of them plus Otis is not really advisable. Anyway, to start the run off, we take these starter buffs and find these ego gifts on the first floor of Faith and Erosion before making it to the boss against the Slithering Inquisitors. Alright, here we are. Against the Slithering Inquisitors with the full Heishou gang and the Queen of Hatred. Because, of course she's here. Why would she not be here? Now, honestly, the reason why she is here is because this team has seven units in it, including Gia Ishmael, who's not here because she's in the backup. And it's like, the reason why we're even capable of using the Queen in this team is, you know, because half this team is based around retreating enemies. Or at least in theory it is, right? And one thing I do want to mention briefly before we get too deep into this run is one of the main things that I want to do in this run in particular is try and have Rupture be our main DPS without picking up like any of the Rupture eco gifts. At least the ones that like help Rupture application, like ones like the fluorescent lamp and things that don't impact the whole Rupture stuff in the first place. Not that big of a deal to me. I will still pick those up. But anyway, one thing that I completely missed about Lord Honglu in my original showcase of what he can do is I did say that his Rupture application is not the best, but what I failed to notice was the fact that you know, his unique buffs that he gains with combo attacking with the Heishou, right? It's like one of the best ones that he can have is his bonus that he gets from Otis specifically, where upon doing he gets a lot of Rupture count by doing unopposed attacks with her. And that really helps out quite a substantial amount, actually. And makes him at least somewhat decent with Rupture count specifically. We head into Hell's Chicken for the next floor, where we find 4-leaf clover, barbed lasso, bloody gadget, an extra skill 3, and the broken greatsword before making it to the boss against Papa Bongi. I don't really know what to comment on here, to be honest. Like, this team is just ridiculously powerful, even without Rupture. I guess that's kind of to the detriment of the team, to be honest, because, like, one of the big things about all the Heishou, specifically the Maos, is the fact that, you know, they like to be really, really fast. But to be really, really fast, they kind of need to spend at least one turn setting up. But when you just do this much damage, like on turn 1, they don't have any time to set up. I guess that's kind of where the mirror dungeon buffs come into play, because, you know, you can get a lot of haste very easily from various different effects here and there. So you can kind of circumvent the whole need to set up in the first place and just have them be at 10 speed turn 1. We head into Hatred and Despair for the next floor, where we find Nebulizer, Spent Use Forming Hate, Devil's Share, Smoking Gunpowder, and Sundered Memory, before making it to the boss against the Knight of Despair. Alright, Knight of Despair. Good thing about this boss is the fact that she's very, very tanky. Or at least will be after this first turn. So we can actually play heavily into Rupture. Or at least that's the plan. I want to actually, like, use this team's main gimmick, which is like the whole retreat stuff. Hi, Queenie. One thing about this team is that you do need to think quite a lot about what you're doing. Also, I'm not quite sure, but maybe it's just the fact that we don't have a lot of Rupture on the character right now. But it's kind of weird. It feels like either it's not working the way I think it should, or it's bugged. But no, it's just that we don't have enough Rupture on the character right now, I think. I don't know. I can't quite tell. It just feels like Honglu's bonus Rupture count for doing the combo with Ryoshu. Or do we even have it active right now? I don't remember what happened on turn 1, I'm gonna be honest. I have short-term memory loss. No, we did do it. Okay. Well, let's retreat somebody. Because I feel like it. Oh, I'm stupid. I forgot. I didn't think she was doing a clash. Oopsie. My bad. I'm not playing this very well. This team is kind of complicated, though. There's so much, like, little intricate details that you just need to keep track of, and it's hard to remember every single one. Like, so many of them need to win a clash. You need to use multiple defense skills to be able to do anything. You need to keep track of the Rupture stack to make sure you don't accidentally kill it, yada yada yada. It's just... this team, man, it takes a lot of brain power. Finally, though, we managed to build the start building a rupture stack. It only took like 3 turns too long, but we did it finally. And who's retreating? Did his retreat not activate? What the heck? Why did he not retreat? Am I stupid? It says combat start. I guess he needs to use the skill, right? That's the problem. He needs to actually use the skill. Yeah, that's why he didn't retreat anybody. He needs to actually use the counter skill to force a retreat. Which is unfortunate. I thought it was just on use, or not even on use. Just you set it up and he does it. It's kind of awkward though, because as you saw right there, it's just using it nearly killed the rupture stack because it forces a skill 1 to be used. And then we do kill the rupture stack there because don't have enough skills to clash against, which is a problem with this team. A very big problem. In fact, that's probably the major problem. You fight a character like the Knight of Despair who only has 4 skill slots, and you can't keep up. But hey, we got the retreat to work. That's cool. Yay, it's Ishmael. She's here. Like, this is the cool thing about this, right? Specifically with Ishmael, because she's got her launcher attack. So if you retreat, if you have Ishmael in the back, right, and retreat with Honglu, she actually does 2 attacks, or at least I think she should. She uses her Crimson Spring because of Honglu, and then she should do the launcher. Yeah, very cool. She gets 3 attacks just by coming in and retreating. It's not quite the 5 attacks that Honglu can do with his skill 3 when you have the Rusty Commemorative Coin, but it's up there. It is up there. Not quite enough. We needed 1 more attack. But that's fine. Even in a team like this, I need to let my queen have the finishing blow. It's a canon event. We head into Insignificant Envy for the next floor, where we find an extra skill 3, Recollection of a Certain Day, and Clear Mirror Calm Water, before making it to the boss against the Shock Centipede. Honestly, this is the biggest problem with this team in general, is just if you can't clash, this team kind of, I wouldn't say it sucks, right? Because they're still very powerful, even without Rupture, but they cannot build a Rupture stack if they can't clash. And so you got characters like the Shock Centipede, right, who only have 4 skills, and like half of your team wants to clash, right? And it's just, you can't. You just straight up can't. And not to mention the fact that, like, you want to clash to be able to build a Rupture stack, but you also want to clash to be able to gain all of your unique status effects. What was I saying? I kind of forgot. You want to be able to clash Like, everybody wants to be able to clash in this team. It's just... And when you have a character like the Shock Centipede who only has 4 skill slots, you just can't do it half the time. It just doesn't work out. Especially when you end up killing the rupture stack like that. Or staggering the enemy. I know it's like suffering from success type problems, right? But even still, it's quite awkward. Like, yeah, we can't build a rupture stack half the time. Suffering from success. Oh my god. I think we might genuinely have Faust using 3 skill 3s in this turn. We'll see in a second here if she has enough to use a skill 3 or not. I don't know if she has enough. Hopefully she does. It'd be funny if she could do 3 skill 3s. Or we just kill the Shock Centipede, so it doesn't matter. Yippee. Well, we managed to build a semi-sizable rupture stack against an enemy who has very little skills to clash against, so I consider that a success. We head into Unrelenting Might for the next floor, where we find Sun Shower, Rusty Commemorative Coin, Finifugality, Broken Revolver, Fluorescent Lamp, and an extra skill 3 before making it to the boss against Dongbake. Oh, Dongbake, Spice Bush. Cool, 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 cool. We're gonna try and beat her with Rupture again, hopefully. Well, actually, it's probably not gonna work out. She's way too weak. Only 2,000 HP. We're already like a quarter of the way through. This is gonna be a really fast fight. But yeah, you see why, like, winning clashes is just so unbelievably important. Because the Maus, they need to use their defense skills to gain their haste. And then literally everyone else is dependent on winning clashes. So it's like, it's actually usually worth it to just not even bother with any clash wins or anything like that. What am I saying? I'm saying useless stuff. We're doing 0 damage. We're already hit the threshold. Ridiculous. I don't remember if she cleanses herself. I think she does. Also, I'm stupid. Why is that clashing? Oh my god. You see, there's so much stuff you need to keep track of. It's so difficult. This team is so difficult. But also not at the same time, because we're already at half health.
창의적인 발상이군. 그래도 가급적 전투 중에 떠올리진 않았으면 좋겠는데.
Okay, let's see if I can actually do this properly this time. Probably not, because she doesn't have a rupture stack. And you kind of need a rupture stack already present in order to do anything. But we can try our best. Don't even need a rupture stack. Don't even need it. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. I really am. We head into Nocturnal Sweeping for the next floor, where we find Deathseeker, Resolution, and Glyph of Glass Shards, before making it to the boss against the Sweepers. So it's fairly obvious that in this fight, yeah, Rupture's gonna do basically nothing. But one thing that we can do is take advantage of the whole retreat mechanics that are going on with this team, which I've unfortunately been neglecting somewhat, mostly because there's just not enough time to use most of them. But we will actually use them here at some point. Eventually. Probably. Hopefully. And the good thing about that is, you know, Ishmael's in the back, and her whole thing is about AoE attack, right? That's her retreat gimmick. She gets an AoE attack. Which is very good against the sweepers. Two attacks killed like 4 of them. That's funny. Okay, it's been 4 turns. Ishmael should be ready. She'll come in on the next turn, and then absolutely decimate the sweepers. Or at least that's the plan. She probably won't do nearly enough, but hey, it's something at least. There she is. Time for a big attack. I guess it does make sense the commemorative coin would trigger from that. Eh. That's it, like nothing. It's so pathetic. She's so pathetic, man. God. She could have been so much better. Just if that launcher attack was based off of her skill 3 instead of her skill 2, she would be like 10 times better. But no, she got absolutely gutted before she even released, and it's all thanks to Malfaust. I guarantee you that's why she's so underwhelming. It's because she released directly after Malfaust.
완벽한 한 발. 시원한 걸.
몸을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
칼날이 잘 드네요. 아마 그 공격이
몸소
약점이었겠죠?
보여주지.
I wonder if we'll be able to see all of the combo attacks. We just got Gregor left, right?
사람도 깜짝.
Yeah, very cool. I mean, C is a very strong word when you got the sweepers blocking half the screen, but
확 물어버리자.
even still, we do get all of the combo attacks. Very cool.
토끼를 보라.
개체들의 체력이 많이 깎여나갔어.
조련해.
느껴지지 않아? 끝내지.
Or not, because Hugh's the one that retreated. Was it? Did he retreat? I thought it was somebody else. Yeah, it just sounded like one of the Maos retreated when the retreat happened, but I guess it was Gregor.
틔울 수도 없겠구나.
I didn't even notice. Oh well.
자, 앞당 패치 성공. 오늘도 정말 멋진 활약이었어.
We head into 4 houses in Greed for the next floor, where we find the Shadow Bamboo Hat, Pendant of Nostalgia, Lightning Axe, Late Bloomer's Tattoo, Fragment of Friction, and the Fragment of Desire, before making it to the boss.
단순해서 좋군 9번 수감자.
Alright, here we are.
좋은 성과를 갖고
This fight. So we have the Lightning Axe now. And basically, the cool thing about that is it gives the queen, like, it's basically only really buffs the queen here because it allows her to actually apply rupture count, which is pretty cool. It also buffs everyone else too, but it doesn't buff them nearly as much as the queen. We're going to end up taking a lot of damage here because this is the big problem with the Heishou is they kind of need to, you know, win a clash in order to do basically anything.
시비수에게 명한다. 이 앞에서
And the problem with that is, specifically, they need to win a clash with their counter skill. And the biggest problem with that is defense skills don't get buffed very much by the mirror dungeon. They just don't. So, while your regular attacks scale very heavily deep into the mirror dungeon, your defense skills don't. So, using them is basically impossible to win a clash against. But yeah, look at that. The queen, she's rupture count neutral now. At least with that attack. And these guys... Oh, it didn't stagger her. Cool. I thought they were all going to get staggered. Rip. Can't win a clash. But I mean, just look at this sort of stuff, you know? We're really struggling to win clashes at this point. Going any deeper is going to be very difficult. But we can actually build a rupture stack now, which is pretty nice.
토끼를 본다. 저
방금 공격은 좋았어.
조련해라.
이대로만 계속 해보면 좋을 텐데. 승객이
묘요.
한방 먹였어.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요. 따뜻해.
Why is he going for the queen, bro? No! You can't kill her! I refuse to allow her to die. How dare you?
대성공이야.
How can you try and kill someone so adorable? So rude. Unbelievably rude.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 지금 멀겠지만.
목을 떨궈주마.
And she loses the clash. No.
심영상이네요. 전문가분한테 시계를 돌려주시지 않으면
That's honestly worth a restart.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
깨달음을 얻으셨군.
적을 물어뜯고 너의 쓸모를 보여라.
방망이 대신 풍선칼이 정답이에요. 무상한 목숨.
Get him, Ishmael. Vengeance.
무상한
The queen will be avenged.
불끈을 지원해 한 번. 방금 공격. 다음에 다른 개체에게도 다시 해봐줄래? 영상으로 남기면 다른 직원에게도 도움이 될지도 몰라.
She can't even finish him off. So tragic. All right, the rest should be relatively simple.
그림자 속으로 가라앉게.
해냈구나. 나라도
Wow, they have a lot less health than I thought they did. Wow, okay.
어린이 친구. 시간 끌 것 없이 모두를 지워버리죠. 개체들의 체력이 많이 깎여 나갔어. 괴로워하는 게 느껴지지 않아? 이 기세로 계속 나아가 보자. 바로 유명하군요.
단테님은 매번 기발한 발상을 떠올리시네요.
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
I don't really have anything to say at this point. I mean, it's just killing minions, right? This guy right here is a little scary, but I believe in Ryoshu.
숨통 끊기.
Yeah, see, easy.
뭘 떨궈주나.
고작 이 정도 남자가 구름을 틔울 수도 없겠고.
최근은 좋았어요.
이제 그 도통 알아들을 수 없는 말투만 고치면 딱 좋겠어.
목을 콱 물어버리자고. 틈끊어. 바로 이제 깨우치시겠네. 차포잡이라. 예상한 것보다 움직임이 좋구나.
다들 첫 여정을 시작했을 때보다 도끼를 보셨나?
무얼 잘못했는지 아는 것
노려내.
같다가 시작이었어.
숨통 끊기.
거쳐.
묘히
개체에게 큰 피해를 준 것 같아.
고작 이 정도 타임의 허덕이나.
일종의 직원들은 엄청난 공격이었어. 오, 머리 좋다 단테. 방금 완전 좋았어.
It's so funny how he can just like insta kill 3 enemies back to back like it's nothing.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해.
She's probably gonna die like instantly here. Yeah, there's no way. 400 health. She dies to this attack. Like,
칼날이 잘
저
드네요.
해충들
이 거리는 충분히
yeah, Rhodia gets her.
알겠지만
Probably. No, not quite. Not quite enough damage.
나라 튀우스도 그렇게
왜
했을
저런
테지.
공격을 했지?
This fight's taking a lot longer than I thought it would. I do love how one of his skills is just, I'm gonna kill you. It's so funny. Ryoshu might lose this clash, but
콱 물어버리자고.
other than that, looks good. Very good.
뱀으로 꿰뚫어. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
Oh, now we get the full combo of every...
길을 열어.
Cool.
그거 그렇게 하는 거 맞아?
보여주지.
금방망인데.
넌 푸름을 틔울 수도 없겠구나.
이건 예상 못했나 봐.
매달 불태우거라.
Unfortunately, using this ego means the rupture stack on Pan dies. But it's fine. Our main DPS isn't even from rupture. It's from having like 24 coin skills. I don't know if we have to kill the jar monsters here or not. Yeah, looks like we do. Okay. Oh well, they're still pretty easy, so no big deal. Pretty easy fight. Unfortunately, the queen died. I can't believe I let her die. So tragic. We head into Surrendered Witnessing for the final floor, where we find the Tenacity Bolus, Charge-type gloves, wrist guards, UPS system, and Moon in the Water, before making it to the boss against Gia Q. It's so awkward to use this team in the late mirror dungeons just because of the clashable counters. You need to use them to get the haste, but you just can't. At least it doesn't matter that much, to be honest. Queenie's gonna pop off in this fight though because I gave her the charge type gloves. I could have given it to Honglu instead, but it's like she's the only actual charge character in the team, so you know, might as well give her the charge type gloves, right? Hopefully we can beat this fight with no issues. The soft lock from the previous video is still a thing. It hasn't been fixed yet. I still don't know if it's in this fight or the other one, but hopefully it's not an issue. Should we retreat someone right now? That's a good question. I kind of want to. Yeah, we'll force a retreat. It will be Ryoshu who retreats because she has the least health. But that's fine. And then... yeah, something like that, I guess. Looks good.
상담에서 알려준 대로 잘했어. 역시 상담 프로그램을 진행한 건 그거 그렇게 하는 거 맞아? 거의 손방망이인데?
토끼, 저 해충들을 도려내라.
아르카나 세이버!
I love how the axe gives her the ability to maintain a rupture stack. That's so cute. Unfortunately, we kill the rupture stack anyways, because of course we do.
네 목숨은 아직 따로 쓸 적을.
But yay, Ishmael's here to do things.
시간 끌 것 없이 모조리 치워.
Go, Ishmael. Do basically nothing.
승객이 딱한 한 방 먹였어. 불끄득 지원.
Yay, she's doing like
쓸모가 없진 않아.
60 damage.
적합한
Wow,
조치였습니다.
that was amazing.
토끼를 보내라. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
어린 친구? 불쌍한 어트랙션에 많이 금지.
묘야. 길을 열어라. 단장님은 매번 기발한 발상을 떠올리시네요.
먼저 끝내고 돌아오는 친구는 맛있는 거 사줄게.
Alright, we should still be good.
뱀으로
Except I think this is going to trigger, yeah, Rhodia.
저 해충들을
이거리면
도려내라.
충분해. 너한텐
Eh. If we didn't retreat Ryoshu, that would have been Ryoshu.
사요.
And then we would have had an actual rupture stack built, but
분명히 기분이 분명하는 것
I suppose this is fine.
공격은 내일 효과적이었어. 좋았던 것 같네. 하지만 아직 부족해. 다음 공격은 더 잘할 수 있어.
어떻게
무얼 잘못했는지 아는 것부터가 시작이랬어. 히어! 아르카나 세이버! 완벽한 한방. 시원한 걸. 이 거리면 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
Man, I really am trying my best to build a rupture stack here, guys. You gotta believe me. It's just so impossible.
총원, 조명이 전멸하는 저곳으로 파도가 모든 것을 쳐부술 거다.
배워라. 묘.
무슨 술수를? 적군의 함정인가?
Oh no.
내가
That's not good.
아직 남았다.
언제까지 묻어만 둘 생각?
하는 건 이런 감정이죠. 마음
It's going after the queen.
불길처럼
That's not good. She's in negative sanity too, so I can't use egos unless I want to instantly lose the fight. Okay, well, the queen is dead. Very cool. I don't think I can save her unless I have some way to reduce his sanity, which I don't think I do. Here's a way we can do it. Ledger Domain. Yeah, that gets 4 paralysis. I'm a genius. I figured it out. I know how to save her.
잘 생각해보라고.
Let's go. We saved the queen. Or at least I hope we did.
이봐, 버틸 자신 있어?
Ledger Domain for the paralysis.
머리 좋다 단테. 방금 완전 좋았어.
이봐, 버틸 자신 있어?
And that should hopefully be enough for her to win the clash.
네 의지대로
Nice.
더 보여봐라.
Still doesn't. Yeah, still staggers. But she survives the turn, which is all that matters. And of course that's targeting. Ugh. Whatever, Ishmael dies, I don't care.
자,
If Ishmael dies, she dies, which she absolutely will die, and I don't care.
그림자 속으로 가라앉게.
별로 효과적이지 않은 것 같은데.
뱀으로 꿰뚫어라.
사랑의 힘이 부족한 거 있어?
저 해충들을 도려내라.
쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
사요.
공격을
길을
적극하지
열어라.
않았네요. 관리력을 안 하는 것보다는
몸소 보여주지.
다음엔 좀 더 신경 써보자.
어떻게 대응할 수 창의적
The rupture stack dies again. Yippee, we cannot keep it alive, no matter how hard we try.
않았으면 좋겠는데. 자로요.
Yep, there goes Ishmael.
제대로 해.
꺼내지 않았다.
그러다 죽어버리면
살아있는
나를
걸 봤어.
Oh, and the queen's gonna die again.
만들려는 거야?
Very cool. Same strategy as before, except this time with a tiny bit of healing on top of it,
숨통 끊기.
so that hopefully she'll be able to survive the attack.
이 전투는 승리할 거야. 방금 건 제대로 된 공격이 아니었는데. 혹시 너희들 중에 매뉴얼을 제대로 안 읽고 온 사람들이 있는 걸까? 방금 건 아무 쓸모도 없었어. 바보.
이봐, 버틸 자신 있어?
No chance.
칼을 칠게.
Unfortunate.
와,
The sanity healing screwed it up. At least she still survived, though. That's a good thing.
괜찮아요, 단테님. 이럴 때도 있는 말이죠.
피해를 입은 직원들이 많이 보이네.
Yeah, that should be good.
승리를 위해서라면
Difficult fights. Much harder than anything else.
승리를 위해서라면
토끼를 본다. 저 해충들을 도려내라.
숨통 끊기.
묘야. 길을 열어.
이 파도 속에서 움직일 수 있는 오직 나다. 깨어져라.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
It only took us like 10 turns, but we finally managed to, at the very least, maintain a rupture stack.
어머, 너무 아프게 맞았는데.
든든하군요.
패잔병같이 무릎을 꿇고 있을 때인가 13번 수감자.
흑순이 빈박질 춤. 틈새로 바로 옳다.
We did it, and we saved the queen in the process.
오늘도
Everything is very, very, very nice.
꼭 불러주기야.
또 한 줄 길을 남겼군. 핏물진 길일 뿐이지만 세월이 지나면 홍호는 그제야 알게 되겠지. 이 홍로가 무얼 바꾸었는지를.
And that's how I beat Mirror Dungeon 6 hard using the Lord of all Heishou. I didn't do all 10 floors because honestly I was starting to get a little bored halfway through, but I hope what I showed was enough to get a good idea of what this team can do. Anyway, that's it for me. Like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Goodbye.